Today we have brought the art of creating values to London Climate Action Week here at Dr. Johnson's house in the heart of the city in the Fleet Street Quarter. Welcome to Dr. Johnson's house.
What we're aiming is to rehumanize the story and personalize it.
We've been talking about love-based leadership and well-being economies, love being a theme that ran through the whole day and quite unusually in this sort of setting, particularly at global fora like this, COP, Davos, Milken, New York Climate Week, where that concept of love doesn't often come up, but it weaved its way through the whole day.
If I could invite you to take your seats upstairs.
As well as private capital, how to galvanise that, how to tell more stories to really involve people from the ground up. And finally, we heard from the plant messiah all about this incredible leaf, the largest leaf in the world, the Amazonian lily, which he brought here for us to really experience ourselves, nature in action, nature in the city.
I thought the events were enthralling. Each session got better than the one before. But then there were other things that made this day special. The authenticity of the engagement. I've been to several environmental fora that at multilateral level bring together governments and people, but today's went further than just governmental presentations and resolutions. We spoke to each other about the work we do.
Today we're looking at the coming together of finance and the creative industries.
About our aspirations.
So many billions of people need to still hear it, and we need to amplify this message as much as possible.
About what we can do to influence our communities, our families, and our own lives.
So the ambition has been to cultivate a flourishing world with love, wisdom, and capital, to weave a thread through the global fora around the world and to really make relationships happen, to know each other on a one-to-one level, so that we can bring arts, culture, the humanities to the business world and to really make a difference.
It is fantastic to see you here this morning at our very first Fleet Street Quarter Climate Festival.
While net zero is an environmental imperative, it's also now an economic necessity.
Every single player has to play a role, from a startup to government to investors to large companies.
I'm very pleased to say that the City of London does still remain at the top of the Global Green Finance Index, but we can't obviously be at all complacent.
Invest in green, simple as that. Don't put money in oil, don't put money in gas, don't put money in things that you know are going to create harm to the environment.
The inevitability of this transition now, the momentum is there, the economic momentum is there, the impacts are now very real.
Greater London has 285 million square feet to retrofit between now and the next 30 years, whether we like it or not.
As long as we can make nature more resilient, it will benefit us to be more resilient.
You really need about 15 trees per person to sustain your normal daily existence.
There's huge evidence really that suggests that if you do have complete, compact and connected neighbourhoods, then actually that's where communities do thrive.
Trying to tackle here is systems level change, and to do that you need everybody in the system around the table.
Welcome to the very first in this series of special programmes, London Climate Action Week, Finance Live, lots and lots and lots happening this week. London is the top financial centre for climate action, not just because of finance and insurance, but for the science, the policymakers. We've grabbed Rachel Kite, who is the UK Government Special Representative for Climate.
What do we do domestically that can help investors here invest more in emerging markets, developing economies? And what should we be doing with other countries to speed up the flow of finance into the transition plans of other countries?
Relying on government fiscal budget is not enough. The fiscal resources can only cover 10% of the funds needed for pollution control.
The money is still moving. There's no ideological opposition to investing in green as a thematic.
There's still quite a way to go though, right?
We survey our customers in this area, and 85+% use sustainability in their investment decisions.
We all know in business, the right thing to do is nice, but if you can't generate a decent return on it, it
can't be sustained.
We are covering the latest developments and talking about some of the biggest issues facing businesses and governments as they try and deliver on climate goals.
It's not a product looking for a market. It is solving a fundamental problem, and banks have a role to play in that because we provide capital to address these problems.
Businesses have really cracked open their supply chains and ultimately seen some of the risk and resilience issues within there.
It's actually very easy for people to connect with nature. They understand the role that nature plays in this piece, and we're always looking for things that are going to drive solutions, drive growth, but also actually really bring people with us.
Is there something to that?
We know how much leadership needs to come from the private sector, from private finance, but this needs to be done in coordination with policymakers and with communities.
Actually ensuring that companies transition their business models through what is one of the biggest challenges we're going to face over the next 50 years as a planet is a critical part of the fundamental value of those companies.
Our climate future is being written in developing countries. We have to understand that that's where 60% of GDP is, that's where we have most of the population, that's where most of the energy demand and supply is.
Our reporter Katie Pilnbein has more on that.
What's it all about?
In the developing countries where there is a lack of funding for decarbonization, carbon credits generate revenue for them to actually fulfill these projects.
Whereas some people feel that the focus on energy security would naturally lead you to invest more in fossil fuels, what we've in fact seen is that that period has really seen a takeoff, quite substantial takeoff in the amount of capital going to a range of clean energy.
Wouldn't be a climate show without Christiana Figueres.
Where the difference can be made has actually shifted away from politics to economics, to the market forces, to technology.
I feel the London Climate Week is part of COP30, and this energy that you feel here should come to Brazil.
We've heard from about 50 guests from all around the world. It's been a truly global conversation. We hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.